I mean, there is no solution. You should know, because most of the times they tell them, if you raise a complaint, I'm going to send you home. Do they have that right to send the girls back?
Okay, let me clear that point because those are the many questions they have.
Yes.
I want just to thank the government of Bahrain because it have given us a lovely country that we can feel that we are.
For real.
Neither skilled workers or domestic workers. So long as you have finished your contract, you have right to look for any other job without exiting. No one have a right to send you back home. And if there is that right, it is through the courts.
Okay.
If the court rules that you are no longer needed in the country, then you can exit freely, but there is no one can come and tell you you have to exit.
Good.
Unless you have not done any offense. But if you have done an offense, again, it have to go through the court.
All right. So we got it. And watching from YouTube that I have this personality with me. He's somebody I have got to know from a distance. And I must say I'm happy to meet you, sir. So I like us to meet Pastor George. Thank you. Thanks for honoring my invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Ben.
Wow. Guys, I mean, like I said, I know you from a distance because I understand your role in Bahrain and how you're helping Africans. Yes. And and being a Kenyan, I understand that, I mean, you have been there trying to see and help people do one or two things. For the audience, I would like you to properly introduce yourself.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I did not take it for granted. My name is Pastor George, and I am a preacher of the gospel, husband of one, and I have a daughter.
Wow.
I have been in Bahrain for 16 years now.
16 years? Oh, wow, that's great.
Yes,
that's
and
great.
also as a representative of my Kenyan community in
Okay,
Bahrain.
okay.
From there, 2008.
Wow, you've been a Kenyan representative since 2008.
Yes.
Oh my good God. Guys, so this is who we have in the house. Someone that has been in the kingdom for 16 good years, 16, guys. And he has been representing Kenya, like he has been the voice of the government, the arm of the government in Bahrain since 2008. If I can do my calculation very right, that is like, 16 years?
Yeah, 16.
Oh my good God. All right. So I'm very happy to have you on my live session with me. And viewers, please, this is, Pastor George. He is your representative here in Bahrain. We are going to be discussing the affairs of Kenya and his office, what he can do for the Kenyans. So this first session, sir, I would like us to talk about your experience in Bahrain first before we get to what you've been doing as a Kenyan representative.
Yes.
I mean, being in the kingdom for 16 years is not 6 months. It's not even 6 years. It's like 1 decade and just 4 more years to be 2 decades.
Yes.
What is your secret?
One is because of the mindset.
Okay.
Because many and majority they fail because of lack of planning and also having a poor mindset.
Yeah.
When I came in Bahrain, I had a desire and I had a vision. And if you want to be a successful man, you must have a vision.
That's right.
Mission. And you must have to set goals, short-term goals and long-term goals.
Wow.
This is what it have made me to survive in Bahrain.
Wow. Wow. I mean, there will be a time I will call you for you to tell me these goals that you have been able to set. Are you here with your family?
Yes, I have been, I was having the family here, but because of education of my daughter,
All right. Amazing. I hope they are watching you right now. Hello, little girl. Daddy is right here with Benice. All right, sir. This is amazing. Okay, so all through your years in Bahrain for these 16 years, what has been some of the difficulties that you have faced as an African or as an expatriate living in Bahrain?
Thank you for that question. And I want to start with the labor issues and safety.
Okay.
That is where majority, most expert leads, they fail.
All right.
Point number one in labor issues, I want to start with my own personal experience.
Okay.
I entered in Bahrain the year 2008. And when I came, the work that I'm doing today, not the work that brought me in Bahrain.
All right.
Therefore, the first company, I faced a lot of challenges. When I came, my expectation of like working hours, the working condition, not what I expected when I was coming.
Yes.
That is where majority of us, they are fighting themselves. Many of them, they decide to go home, and some, they decide to carry on.
Okay.
To shorten this, because maybe we're gonna have more
time. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We cannot
that's right. That's right.
Me, I'm a product of the Court of Bahrain, because I went to do the Court of Justice.
In Bahrain.
Yeah, in Bahrain. I faced the law for about 1 year, 6 months, going to the court to fight for my case. And that is how I survived spending in Bahrain for 6 months without a visa and working as a boy child.
Yeah.
But because I had a vision, because of my vision, which was pushing me, because I was like a pregnant woman, at the moment you catch or you conceive, you must persist till the ninth month.
Till the ninth month, that's right.
And that is how I've survived.
Wow.
I have been persistent.
Wow, that's great. So, Pastor George, you said as a boy child, when you came to Bahrain, permit me to ask this question. How old were you?
I know they are listening and they are calculating.
Okay.
Yeah. I entered in Bahrain, I think I was around 26 or something, around 20 something years.
Wow, that's great. That's great. And you are really doing great. And I'm happy to have you on this section. And that is why when you were back home, when I was trying to get you, I was like, let me check if he's back in Bahrain so we can talk. Now let's move to your office. I, for one, has been able to relate many different Kenyans to you regarding issues at home, especially those working at home or working with companies and the terms of work are not being respected and probably, they are not being paid their salaries. Yes. Now, starting from there, as a Kenyan representative, what does that mean?
To that, I want first to separate two departments.
Okay.
There is skilled workers and there is domestic workers.
That's right.
And you'll find the skilled workers, they have access to the labor ministry and to the MRI.
Yes.
And they have more access to the information.
Okay.
But when we come to the domestic workers, you find that because of the situation of work, they don't have enough access to the information and also to the communication, because also their communication sometimes is literally limited.
Yes.
Now regarding to your question, I will say things that I face most when I'm helping our people. The greatest problem comes from the domestic workers.
All right.
Because we must guide them. We must put awareness to them to understand what they need to do, what they not need to do. As we are aware in Bahrain, there is a culture and there is traditions.
That's true.
So we teach them how about to keep the tradition and the culture and the law for Bahrain. When we come to the skilled workers, also we teach them how to watch the law.
Okay.
And how to keep the law, to be a citizen that they can abide the law, or they can be a citizen have been abided by the law.
Okay.
And in that area, we tell them from the beginning, that is the entry of the work. We know that there is a probation, there is a offer letter, there is a process of coming to sign the contract.
Yes.
So we guide them with awareness. Where should you start for you to be in the safe side? Regarding the documents, some companies will find that the passports have been held.
Yeah.
And some even signing the contract that later on they will say, no, I signed in Arabic. I didn't
without them knowing what they were actually signing in for.
Those are the challenges and the questions comes to me day in, day out.
Okay.
I must study, I must to know the law of the Bahrain so that whatever any guidance I will give, also I will not
Deviate from the law of
Yeah,
Bahrain.
deviate from the law of Bahrain.
Wow, perfect, perfect. That's a nice way to introduce how these different places works. And I'm very happy that you've been able to break this peaceful and the domestic worker. And when you talk about educating them, which is a nice thing, I feel like providing this information to them makes them also know the limit and their rights as workers, whatever field they find themselves. So how do you pass education? Is it like when they come in to Bahrain, you get notified that a Kenyan has come in for so and so, or you have a platform where they are aware that you treat them inclusive? How does it teacher work?
Actually, I multi-purpose because I have a communication with the people on the ground through the social media.
Okay.
Right, for Kenyans, but particularly I don't work only for Kenyans, but because I'm a Kenyan, but mostly I work for Africans in
That's
Bahrain.
true. That's true.
We have Facebook for Kenyans. That is where we release our information.
Okay.
There is different WhatsApp groups, and also we have connection with the MRI.
Yeah.
Anytime there is awareness, they will share to us, and then we can be able to share to their groups, and we'll encourage them to share to one another to grow the groups.
That's right. Okay.
Yes, that is how we share the information.
Okay. That's perfect. That's good. All right. Let's come to what you do for them. I want to take a scenario. If I say that, okay, let's start from the domestic, or let's start outside before we get to the domestic workers where you have a little more to say there. Let's talk to someone, the skillful workers working outside, maybe in construction or, hospitality service is another line. If that person has signed a contract that is supposed to be for 8 hours of maximum 10 hours, and the person is working for extra hours and those hours are not being paid, what will you advise that person to do if the person should come to you? Or you want to talk to people having that situation, what should they do?
One, because of their safety of their work.
Okay.
Because what we do, or I do, is first to balance. When the staff or this employee, if she will go and claim for these extra hours, the two things will happen. He or she might be terminated. It will depend with how the company is.
Okay.
So what we usually encourage them, give us the number of the company. Let us talk on behalf
of you.
Okay. So I usually engage in the company, the managers or the owner of the company, in a very harmonious way with respect.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this is what the law is. Yeah. There is a Kenyan who wants to work with you for longer time, but he or she is concerned with working hours. How can we make a meeting crowd? Because at the moment you lose this staff, hiring it will take a process. Why can't we reconcile, make this employee happy, and then we continue together? So the first approach is we call the sponsor, we talk and we reconcile.
Yeah.
If the sponsor does not accept, then we usually advise them now choose whether there is a consequences which will come. That is by maybe to be terminated.
Yeah.
But as well, if you to be terminated, nothing to fear because if you have done the right thing, because the country have a law that guides people.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have two options. Go to MRI by yourself. Just ask for more information. Because maybe the information that I might give you, the MRI might give you more.
That's right.
So go to the MRI, first consult them, even before you face to the company. Then the second thing, talk with your sponsor. Now that you have a ground check or information from the MRI, now when you are talking to your sponsor, you will be able to know even you are not overriding, you are not going above what is not necessary.
That's right.
So from there, if the sponsor does not agree, then you have an option to decide whether just to resign or is to continue working for those hours and you maintain your work.
Okay. Yeah.
Number two, or number three, it is you can start looking for job elsewhere. Any mistake that happens to our people, you find so when they are working, but they are not being given privileges as they work in the company, they decide to resign without getting work elsewhere. So
and that is the issue here.
Yeah. So we do advise them. If you're not happy with that company and you have done all the procedures, talking to the sponsor and have all those channels is not working, start looking for another new job. Do the right way of resigning. That one will come here again to tell them the details because it's a wider topic.
That's right.
But it is resign in the collective way. and that is by submitting your resignation through the post office, registered mail.
That's all.
And the rest will continue to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you are so much endowed, and we need to have sessions like this to educate our people.
Yes.
And I mean, I love the approach that you take with employers. You know, being friendly, being diplomatic, trying to discuss them first, trying to picture a business that is working well with this worker, and you know, giving them a picture of what if we fix things, because leaving this guy to go, you need to hire, and you are not going to trust if this person is going to work like this one is doing. That's a very nice approach. And I mean, that is a friendly way to solve issues, which is what I think every African should copy out here. We shouldn't bring anger. Now, the next question is, this is a situation that happens. We have our sisters working, let's call it in the coded word, kadamas.
Yes.
And especially during this season that we are having the podcast, which is the Ramadan time.
Yes.
Some of them extra working.
Yes.
The work beyond the capacity that a woman should have.
Mm-hmm.
And these ladies, most of the times, their salaries are being delayed, which in Bahrain should be just 120 BD. Most of the times it's been delayed. Most of the times they are not being given food. What is your information to synthesize the ladies going through this situation? And how can they have help?
I do say that, first of all, if you get my number, you share to that domestic worker working there without knowing that there is someone in the country can be able to respond to their needs.
Yes.
And how we do is we reach to the sponsors. If we notice that there is that situation that the girl will feel that he's not accommodated.
Okay.
Or maybe he's extra working more than the normal week.
Okay.
As I started to say, my approach, and that is I can first say my approach is to reach to the sponsor.
Okay.
That is where we start.
Yes.
I will talk to him friendly. I will tell this is a person who needs salary.
Yes.
And if you deny this your employee salary, it's like if you don't give a cow the grass or the food, you will not expect to milk.
Yeah, that's right.
And in a human level or in a human mind, when you are not being paid or you are not being given your dues, psychologically, it affects the strength of the body.
Yeah, the ability to do your task get distorted, not suppressed.
Yeah, that is where we start with the sponsor. I will tell the sponsor the reality. From my perspective.
Yes.
And then we will look for reconciliation.
Okay.
If it is beyond and we see it is uncontrollable, then I usually march in the police station. I will do the like it was the law requires.
Yes.
I will call the sponsor to come to the police station. We will agree there in a friendly way. Yeah. I will say, I'm not coming to report you. It is because maybe you don't believe I am from the embassy.
Yes.
Or, I don't work with the government. Mm-hmm. That is why I bring you in the legal office of Bahrain that we can negotiate here.
That's right.
If you reconcile with the girl, go back with her. Yeah. But we will also be monitoring, so that it will not look like, because I brought you on.
Yeah, you want to go now and
you can go and
properly. Yeah.
Right. So first of all is reconciliation. My crowd and my team that I work with.
Yes.
First we look for reconciliation. Also our embassy. We do the same. That we look for reconciliation because we believe in reconciliation.
That's
before we use the law.
Okay. That's a very nice one. Very great. All right. I mean, I really do understand this, and I'm asking these questions so that the audience, whoever has got these situations, they can find solution from you, because I know you're the right person to bring out the solution. And guys, whatever Pastor George is saying, who is the Kenya representative, it is for every African. The law is the same for everyone. Whatever you're going through, the law is applicable. And like he said, he's not just there for Kenya. I mean, he's 16 years in the kingdom. He's ready to be there for every African. And being a clergyman, a pastor, you will want to count on him even more. Okay, Pastor, I have this other question that I like to ask. Now, still on these Kadama issues, when they have been beaten, I had one lady I referred to you. I just remember the name by only. And that was around 2020, during the heat of the war. Yeah, she was doing something like that. So I referred her to you to get the situation. Now, when they are being beaten and being maltreated, I mean, human treatment or inhuman treatment is being done to them. when you get into those cases and the sponsor apologizes, do you think it is safe for them to go back on these terms?
For one, what we do, the first I will comment, we have a great support, through the institutions of the government of Bahrain.
Okay.
And the people of Bahrain, I can say they are friendly.
All right. Yeah.
Because 16 years, been talking with them, without being myself in trouble, you can say that, they are friendly.
No, they're right. Yeah.
But also we do see, you will fight even in the market. You fight one is wrong.
That's right.
So
there will
even
be
in
some
the
few exceptions.
yeah, even in the country,
yeah,
there can be one or two, but that does not mean the country is bad.
No,
so,
for real. Right.
Regarding to that question, what we do is we look the meeting crowd.
Okay.
And if they reconcile, we will tell the sponsor, I will keep your number. I will be calling you regularly to know whether, and you give me access, let the girl notify me whether they are okay.
Okay.
And also because we have reported in the institutions of the government, they also follow.
All right.
But if we see, and in my, if I see the body language, because also, God have given me skills to know the body language. If I see it is not safe for the girl, we will advise the girl to choose neither to go to any other work or to exit. Because some people, some of them, they will say, I'm tired. I would like to go back home. Yeah. So we usually request the sponsor to cooperate and, allow the girl to go back home.
Wow. Amazing, Pastor. It means that in your capacity, you still have the tendency to let these girls go back home if they want or pick another job in Bahrain.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, this is what we are saying. If you are leaving home, the pastor is adding his voice there. And if you are being maltreated, maltreatment may be physical torture on you, or your salary is not being paid on time and he has mediated, or, there is no solution. You should know, because most of the times they tell them, if you raise a complaint, I'm going to send you home. Did they have that right to send the girls back?
Okay, let me clear that point because those are the many questions.
Yes.
I want just to thank the government of Bahrain because it have given us a lovely country that we can feel that we are.
For real.
Neither skilled workers or domestic workers. So long as you have finished your contract, you have right to look for any other job without exiting. No one have a right to set you back home. And if there is that right, it is through the courts.
Okay.
If the court rules that you are no longer needed in the country, then you can exit freely, but there is no one can come and tell you you have to exit.
Yes.
Unless you have not done any offense. But if you have done an offense, again, it have to go through the court.
All right. So we got it very clearly, guys. No one has got the right to send you out of Bahrain. It is the judgment is coming from the court. That is the court that decides. And so if you're getting through or you're going through a tough situation, don't be there. Like if I complain, maybe they'll send me back home. You know, what situations some of our families go through back home. We are the ones fed on them, sending food, sending support. And most of our ladies working here have children back home. So they get to be afraid and they get to be tortured. And some of these housemates are not giving off. So is that actually correct?
I would say, I think what is needed the most for our people, the first is the awareness.
Yes.
Because I do believe, if you know what the country is, then the contract that you are working for is,
yes,
you will not have a trouble with your sponsor and you will not have a trouble with the government. And if you do the right thing.
Agreed.
So that, is that one, it is forecast because first of all, you are not
aware. Enlightened.
Or enlightened.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is where this problem starts.
Okay. So this other one came to my mind.
Yeah.
Some of them also will work for 2 years. Most of the domestic workers are given 2 years. And after the 2 years, the employer want to impose on them another contract and will not even allow them to go for vacation. Or some of them, because they don't want to renew the contract, the employer will refuse to give them a return flight ticket back to Zimbabwe. And those situations should be accepted.
What we are guided by the labor laws, and it is neutral to everyone.
Yes.
And the reason for having the labor guidance, it is to unify everyone. So after completion of 2 years, every employee have a right to go for a vacation.
Yes.
Unless there is an agreement between the employee and the employer that I want to extend. But the sponsor or the employee, the employer cannot force you to renew the contract if you don't want.
Okay.
But again, the government have given you freedom. Within 30 days, you will be given a period of 30 days, which we call a grace period.
Yeah.
You can look for a new sponsor.
Okay.
And you can transfer.
All right. Okay. That is amazing, Pastor. Yeah. I know I'm giving you too much questions. I'm just thinking what the problem could be out there and what are these questions that they have. Now, this is another question that I wish to ask also. Let's say you have 2 years contract and along the line for maybe 1 year you have worked. And your body, it's not like they are treating you badly. They are good to you. Your salary comes on time. But over some time, not everyone can cope up with this work. Most of these girls come here because of the difficulties and what agent told them. Now, are they allowed within the contract, let's say after the probation period of 1 year for probably health reason or maybe the financial, let's say support that is coming in from the salary does not meet up with their expensive back home? Can they still send a letter of resignation?
One, let me also speak to the people, those who have not yet joined Marine or those who are still new. First of all, I do say, you meet the agent. The agent will always give you the sweet stories because they want to achieve the business.
Yes.
One thing I do say, go through the contract. Know the terms.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you sign the contract.
Yeah.
Or you know the terms while you are still there in your country. Make sure before you exit, you make a copy of your passport and your contract. Leave it with your family, one of the family members.
Okay.
If there is access to know the company we are going to, communicate with them. If there is no that chance, because many agents, they deny you the access.
Yes.
So when you reach in the country you go, not only in Bahrain, because I do believe that we are talking to people who are not only in Bahrain.
Yeah. Middle East in general.
In Middle East. Yeah. So at a level, when the day one you enter in the company, make sure that the contract that you are signing is a contract that is written in the language that you can understand.
All right.
So from there, if you are not satisfied, sit with your company, agree, disagree, agree from the day one.
Okay.
If you feel you are not comfortable, you have a right to say, no, I'm not starting to work because this is not what I was expecting.
Okay.
And
based on what you were given.
Yeah, based on what was been given.
Yes.
That is the very good opportunity for the company to talk with your agent at that level.
Okay.
And don't scare or don't panic.
No. All right. Okay.
Don't panic.
Okay.
Then step 2, in case you start, there is something we call probation. And the law of Bahrain mostly says within a period of probation, within 3 months, neither employee or employer have a right to terminate the contract within 24 hours.
That's right.
So you can terminate and say, I want to go back home. Or the employer, because it is vice versa.
Yeah.
You can be also, because it's not only about the employers, it is about also
all the employees.
There's someone who is lighting a very good CV. Only when he comes in the company, the employer finds it was far away from them.
Yes, that's right. We have CVs like that a lot in the Middle East.
Also, it is the right of the employer to terminate you within 24 hours and he can send you back.
Okay.
Within the period of, probation.
Of 3 months. Okay. So after probation, I understand that they need to give you a month notice or you need to give the company a month notice. And, you can only be terminated after letters, like warning letters about attitude, or maybe they have told you, oh, you're not changing and things like that. And I think after the probation, they still do not own that right to send you back.
Yeah, after 3 months, that is, you have been qualified. You have now under the contract.
Yes.
Now there is a procedure. If, the sponsor feels that I don't want to work with you, he will give you, a notice within 30 days.
Okay.
Look for any other sponsor and you can be able to transfer.
Oh.
In Bahrain, what happens is, the employer, they can do two things. If your visa is still valid, they can do the mobility transfer to allow you.
All right.
If you got a new sponsor, the other sponsor to accept the mobility transfer. Yeah. And now the second one is the one, he will cancel your visa, give you 30 days grace period.
Okay.
And after 30 days, you can extend, but the sponsor will give you a go ahead. But if after 30 days you don't get the job, then the sponsor have a right to send it back.
Okay. Nice. Wow, that's very clear. So, guys, if you have listened from the horse's mouth, we have two mobility. I did not know that. I will not pretend I do. I just think mobility is like, okay, the sponsor doesn't want to fight with you, doesn't want you to have complication to move to the other company. But now you have explained it clearly. One, that even helps facilitate the visa, and also the sponsor that you are on does not lose the money. It's more like a transfer from the new company and the old company. And you are talking of the second one. So we should be much aware that after the 1 month, which is a grace period, you might have just a month to extend.
Yeah, and actually adding on that, the second mobility is that if you get that mobility, then the sponsor cancels the visa, and maybe you resign in between before you finish your contract.
Okay.
That is where you find sponsor, they are saying, you have to pay me back my visa.
Okay.
Because when he cancels the visa, he loses.
Oh, the government does not refund the money back.
Yeah. So, the remaining months, that is when the sponsor will tell you you have to, whereby also that is a subject for another day.
All right. I mean, there is just a lot to talk for another day, guys. I would like to, soon to have a break on this topic. Then we'll come to another topic. I would like, Pastor to have a cup of coffee because, I mean, we are having a very nice environment here in Manama and it's so beautiful out here. And Pastor, so I want to end with this, very last question and I'll let you to conclude on whatever you want to advise the public. All right. So, this is a situation that many people get to me and, they will complain to me on my different channels. So, for example, people were giving contract at home that when they come here doesn't match with what they were giving. And I will tell you the truth. Most of the domestic workers came knowing that they are coming to work probably in hospitality just to be received at the airport and they are handed different contract. What can they do in that situation?
I like working with the evidentials. At the minute they don't take the evidences. Because even if I want to help you, even if I will go to the government, we don't work with the bubble. I will just need attachable evidence.
That's fine.
So I think the best thing I can do, and I usually do, it is to put awareness for our people, those who are coming, and also for those who are here, and they need their people to come, to have that knowledge, to give them knowledge or awareness of how to sanitize their people before they come to Bahrain or any other country. So the first of all is to get the contract.
Yes.
And it is very important also to engage someone in the country where you are going and inquire for more information. For example, I do say for those who are coming from Kenya, contact me. I will help you to research.
Okay.
And give you the proper information before you do it.
Yes.
So one thing we do is to sanitize them with the knowledge of the country where they are coming.
Okay.
And for those who are still, those who are rather here, it's only just to mediate. To again, as I started with this key, face the company, to tell them
this is what you had.
Yeah, this is what the girl had.
Yeah.
And even sometimes we call the agents themselves and we reconcile them. The agent, the employer, and the employee. We bring them to one table. At that stage, you can heal the issue. Because if it goes ahead, we can be able also to bring the institution of the government in. And at that young level, we can be able to resolve the issue.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, there is this case too. I will end with this. I mean, we have to talk a lot. Yes. There is this case too whereby the employers, alongside with the agent, lied to the employee that's coming from Africa or from wherever. But let's look at Africa, which is our focus at this point. Yes. Now, you realize that the agent, like most of our brothers are doing a lot of dirty things out there. They will go and tell the agent, okay, all right, you're ready to pay 160 PD. I'll bring you someone that you can pay 100 PD and 20 BD you can give for me monthly, and you keep the rest for yourself. And the agent has said that, but why sending the employment, the contract, they give something different. So it's more like the agent is aware and the employer is aware. And when they come to Bahrain, the employer does not want to be aside, the agent doesn't want to be aside. And some employers will say, I will send you back. And you give back. In that case, do they still have right? Because they just brought them to that under lives. Because this person's also left. Probably they have sold some things to prepare their journey. Do the employer have those rights that after lying to them with all this fake information, they still want to send them back and with the fact that they are denying to work because the tests are not being there?
So long as you have evidences that this is what I signed back for.
Yes.
And you have that light on your hands, that's the evidence. There is now institution, usually go to the institutions of the government.
Okay.
There is, those several cases have ever come to me.
Okay.
And I can say, the government is very supportive. There is those who came and the contract was different.
Mm-hmm.
The sponsor does not want to meet the salary level as it was agreed.
Originally, yep.
And the agent does not want to accept they don't want to accept their message.
Yes.
What we do is we let the employer and the agent to deal with their issue. But if you have an evidence and it is shown, then again we go to the corridor of justice.
Okay.
And then the way the court will look, and mostly they will give an opportunity for to the employee to block any other sponsor within a window of that it is.
Just coming to Bahrain.
Yes. So if there is an evidence.
Wow. Guys, so you see, this is why I'm asking these questions. Yeah. So we can take out the wisdom and the knowledge that our honorable representative, Pastor George, has. So you get it now straight. You shouldn't panic. Just keep the evidence. From day one you're chatting, from the contract you're being said, that is what you need to present. All those signatures should be there. Nobody should send you a contract without a signature or letterhead of a company. And when they do, most of these companies, they are there. Search it on the internet. You're going to find it there. So they don't just give you fake stuff and, and keep the communication with the agent and WhatsApp messages. Bahrain works with a lot of evidence, like our pastor here saying. So guys, that is it for this session. I want you, whatever way you want to give out there for Africans, for Kenyans, for those in Bahrain, you have the platform. We end for this session now. I have a lot to ask, but we'll put it in the session.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay, for that, for this section, what I will say, let us avoid the backdoor business. Because with the many problems also we are facing is those who are using the backdoor, and mostly maybe for our Africans, even those who are in Bahrain, they use another channel, maybe to tell you, I will bring you a visiting visa. When you come, I will offer you a job. Mm-hmm. So let us try to use the legitimate. Yes. And when you come here, I will tell you, like, 100% the government will be on your side. So let's do the right thing.
So that is the watchword. Don't use the back doors. Don't use the corners. Go through the legitimate so that even you will be protected by the government, by the law. If you come with a visa with the aim to work, you are making your chances to survive here very slim. Because they know you are coming as a visitor to go back. That was the word. And Pastor George, sorry,
thank you, Mr.
I am very happy to have you on this section. And I'm very impressed. And I know you're going to be coming again to have sessions with me.
Sure. Thank you so much for giving me this time.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you. Guys, we have all learned and we have all been educated. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share. Pastor George will always be checking this comment on my Facebook and YouTube where this video is going to be posted. He will come to answer your question when you have that. Whatever you think was not discussed, we will still discuss on it. If it's drop a question, he will be able to answer you, or I will be able to get a screenshot and forward to him and reply you based on his reply. I remain your number one content creator in Bahrain. Benice. See you again.